Hey guys, this is Marie and I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be Betta Fish Care Guide plus review. So let's get started. So in this video, I will be showing you and talking to you a little bit about the Betta Fish Care Guide and also giving you guys a full review of everything that is inside of it, letting you guys know if it's true or not true. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, as you guys can see the title of this video is going to be all about the Betta Fish Care Guide, and like I said, giving you guys a full review of everything that is inside of it. So here it is. This is the Betta Fish Care Guide, and this came from Petmart. I picked this up a little while back when I did my Hermit Crab video care guide also. So I wanted to go ahead and do this one for you guys because some people have betta fish and some people have hermit crabs and also some have both. So I figured this would be a perfect time to also do the Betta Fish Care Guide, and I also wanted to do it for a very long time, just like the Hermit Crab Care Guide, because there is a lot of new beginners out there that are looking into getting either a hermit crab or a betta fish, and I just want to go ahead and share a video of it. You don't see these very often on YouTube, so it'll be perfect to see if they look it up. They will be able to come to my channel to check it out. So I am very excited to see what is inside of it. I have not read anything inside of it yet. This is all new to me. All I did was pick it up and set it on the side until I was ready to do the video. So this is going to be all brand new to me, just like it is for you guys in this video. So where you can get this at is inside of the Petmart. Usually if you go down the aisle where the plants and decorations are, usually they have like a little end cap hanging thing where you can just grab it from there. And usually they have all of the care guides all together, so any kind of animal that they sell, they pretty much have a care guide for. And they're also free, so you can pick them up at any time you guys would want. So let's go ahead and look at this. So here is the front of it. It's simple and easy. It's just a blue piece of paper, kind of like a little booklet thing. And on the top of it, it says, "Getting to know your betta." And then in the middle, it has a cute little betta fish. And then on the bottom, it says, "Petmart Care Guides developed and approved by Petmart veterinarians." So that is pretty much what it looks like in the front of it. Now we're going to go ahead and open it up and see what we have inside. Alright guys, so here is what it looks like when you open it up. It's pretty simple and easy, and there's a lot of good information in here, so let's go ahead and check it out. So we're going to start on the left side. The very first thing, it says beautiful and solitary bettas. The bottom part says a bubble nest is indicated of a happy and healthy betta. In the wild, these nests are used for breeding purposes, and that is true. The next thing on the bottom, it says experience level is beginner, and I believe that is very true 100%, because I think for a young child starting out to getting their very first pet to call their own, I think this would be the perfect animal for them to start off as a betta fish and then move themselves up a little bit when they get older and try something a little bit more bigger and, you know, either a fish or a goldfish or higher up like a dog or a cat. So I think this is a very good beginner pet for a young child. The next thing, it says size. Bettas grow up to 3 inches, and then it says 5 to 7 cm long. I'm not exactly sure if that's true. I've never really looked it up and got into how big betta fish actually gets. When I was learning about betta fish and getting into them, I really learned about everything else, but I really did not really learn about the size and how big they get. There is different type of betta fish out there. Some are bigger than the others, but I don't know if that is the same size or if they're different. So if you guys do know in the comments, let me know if it is true or not true, because I would like to be curious to see if it is. I want to say it is, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong information because I don't want to do that to you guys. So I want to say yes for right now and do 50% of it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll let you guys tell me in the comments. The next thing, it says lifespan. On average, they can live up to 2 to 3 years, and that is 100% true. I believe it is, because my last betta fish that I've had, named Mo, I've had him up to 3 years. He lived up to 3 years before he passed away. So I can say that is probably 100% true. Now, I'm not saying that all betta fish can live up to 2 to 3 years, but I mean, if you care for them correctly and give them the proper care and let them live a happy and healthy life, I believe that they probably could live up to 3 to at least 4 years. I don't know any higher than that. I would have to look into it, unless you guys know, you can let me know in the comments. But I guarantee you that that is 100% true, because all of my other betta fish I've had probably lived up to maybe 2 to 2.5 years, but never up to 3. So Mo is actually my very first betta fish that I have actually had live up to 3 years. So that is 100% true. The next thing says habitat. Bettas gulp air from water surface to help them breathe. That is true. They do actually go up to get air and breathe and stuff like that, just like any other kind of fish. So that is true. And then it says because of this, they don't need to live in rated aquariums. I'm not really sure exactly if that's true or what they're trying to say. So you guys can also let me know in the comments about that part. The next thing will be behavior. Bettas can rather be kept in a large community aquarium or in a unfiltered desktop aquarium. The first part is correct. I would say yes, a community aquarium, so like one of those big ones between like tank, probably I would say between a 5-gallon and up. But living in a desktop aquarium, those are usually pretty small, so I would probably say no to that part. The next thing, it says only put one male or female betta in a tank with other fish. And that is true. You can only put one betta fish in a tank and one female fish in the tank, and then you can also have other fish go with them. Most of the time betta fish are pretty simple, where they have no problem living with other pets and other fish. I have had one betta fish probably in the past. My very first betta fish I actually had, named Milo. He was actually my very first betta fish that was able to actually live in with some neon tetras. And then I had the second one. I just remembered. I actually had 2 betta fish. The second one was Storm, if you guys remember him. He was living in a 10-gallon tank, and he was actually living in with the white cloudfish. So he was pretty much my second betta fish that I've had and owned that was able to live with other fish and did not have any issues or problems. So that is pretty much true. You just have to figure out what size fish and what kind of fish the betta fish will be able to live with, because they're very picky. Some betta fish do not like other fish with them. They just want to be by themselves. Maybe it would be simple just to get a like snail or shrimp or something like that to put in with them. And then it says they cannot live with other bettas. Now I would say the 2 males cannot live together, but I've seen a lot of other people put females in a community tank together, so they can live together. It depends on how they tolerate each other, and you're just gonna have to see if they're if they're very feisty and stuff like that. So I would say that's probably a 50 to 50, because males can't, but females most of the time can live together. It depends on how angry and mean they are to each other. So now let's go ahead and look at this. I like how they put a little fish tank right here to give you guys kind of an idea. The same thing like they did with the Hermit Crab tank, so I absolutely love that. I like how they put like pictures right here to actually show customers and new beginners of what it should look like, or kind of look like, or what you should get. So let's see, we have, it says a Betta aquarium. This one looks like it's more like a rounder, and then the back of it is kind of flat. So I don't know what size it would probably be. I would probably think this would be maybe like a 2.5 or at least a 3-gallon tank. If it's a 2.5 gallon, I would say no. They said you can go up to 2.5 and up higher, but I would probably say go with a 3 to a little bit higher tank. Betta fish like to have a lot of room to swim around and hide and stuff like that, just to give them more room and not be like stuck in like one little places at a time. So I think they should have made this tank just a little bit more bigger. And of course, it's just a picture. I mean, it looks big, but I think they should have made it a little bit more bigger. So let's go ahead and look down here. So they have A, B, and C. So they only have 3 different things here. So the first thing is the tank, and that is correct. Yes, they need a tank, so that is correct. They have that correct. The next thing is B. They have gravel, so they got the gravel on the bottom. Looks like a light blue and a dark blue color, so that's good. And then on the last part it says C, live or artificial plants. That is also true, but they didn't add a filter and they did not add a heater to this tank and to the bottom of this. So I think they should add D and, let's see, A, B, C, D, and E. They should add up 2 more things and say filter and also heater, because a lot of pet stores do not tell new beginners that. I have been to a pet store before, either Petco or Petmart. I was roaming around in the area and I overheard, you know, a person, like a customer, like talking about a Betta fish and this and stuff like that. And one time did that employer say, oh yeah, you need a filter and you need a heater and this and that. No, they didn't even tell that to the customer. So I think they should put that in the care guide. I believe that would be more better, and especially like a picture too. I think it would have made more helpful for new beginners. So let's move on to this side. So this side is pretty more just like worded out. So the very first thing it says, how do I set up a Betta aquarium? The very first thing it says is your Betta requires a bowl or tank that is 3 gallons. Okay, so half this is true and half this is not true. First, a bowl, no. Please do not use a bowl for a Betta fish. They're not decoration. They are a animal. They are a pet. They're not something you just throw in a bowl and move on for decoration. No. So please do not use a bowl. Use a tank, and you should be using a glass aquarium tank. So half of this is true and half this is not true. The 3 gallon part, I would say I would give that to it, because most say 2.5 and higher. My very first tank, when I first got my Betta fish, I did put him in a 2.5 gallon, and then he had moved up to the next tank size I had got him was a 6.5 gallon. So yes, I would say if you're a beginner, maybe I would go with at least a 3 gallons and higher first, and then move up from there. But I'd rather, if I had to do it again and start over, I think I would not have used the 2.5. I think I would go a little higher than that. The next thing it says, add water conditioner and dechloride to adding the Betta to their aquarium and fill up halfway. So that is also true. You should be using water conditioner, because if you're using tap water is not good for your Betta fish or any kind of animal. So you got to make sure that the water is safe for your Betta fish or does not harm it or kill it. So make sure you guys use any kind of water conditioner that you can pick up. And there are good brands out there. You would just have to check out what's the brand that is good. So yes, that is also true. The next thing it says, add rinsed ornaments, plants, and rocks. Then fill the rest of your tank with dechlarated water. That is also true. You should always, anything that you buy at the pet store, always rinse it. Even if it's a plant or ornament, you always make sure you rinse it nice and good. Make sure it's clean. Do not use any soap or anything. I usually use really hot water, and then I take like an old toothbrush that I had just for my betta fish tanks. And I usually just scrub around it just to make sure there's like no dust or anything that was stuck in it, because you don't know how long the stuff's been on the shelf. So usually I do that. So, and then also the rocks, you should definitely rinse out the rocks, because usually the rocks are very dusty, living and being inside of those bags and on the shelf for a very long time. So definitely use to rinse those out. Alright, the next thing is bettas require water temperature ranging between 74 to 82. I believe that is correct. Usually my tanks are usually between 75 to like 78. So that's a really good range right there. So that is no problem. So that is also true. The next thing is, it says, if necessary, use a aquarium with a 5 volt of power per each gallon of water. So I guess it's saying a heater. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know. The next thing it says, wait 15 minutes after filling the tank to turn on the heater. So I guess yes, it was saying that use a heater. So at least they said it inside of it, but I wish they would have actually showed it when they were in the picture and actually marked it down here to actually show people, because they'll probably look more like at the picture than reading the whole thing like I'm doing. So I think they should have done it that way. So it says wait 15 minutes after filling the tank before turning on the heater. Usually I don't do that. Usually once I fill up my tank, I usually go ahead and turn on the heater so it could start working and make sure the right temperature is in there. So then the next thing, it says place your betta in the aquarium inside the bag for 15 minutes so it can get used of the water temperature. Next, use a net to transfer your betta into an aquarium. So this is halfway true, and then it's halfway not true. I would say the part of putting the betta fish in there and letting him or her sit and get used to the water temperature is absolutely correct. You should do that. Always do that before you put the betta fish in there. So yes, that is correct. The next thing of doing will be, it says put your betta fish, get your betta fish in a net and then put it in the tank. Please don't use a net. Usually betta fish, you should not use a net because it could hurt their fins or rip or tear their fins. So usually what I do is when I get the betta fish, it's always in a cup. So I always just set the cup inside of the tank and let it float for a while, and then do it from that direction. And then I usually just try to empty the water as much as I can out of it, and then try to get the betta fish out of the cup into the aquarium before all the other water gets into it. But I try to empty the water out as much as I can. So when I take the cup and put the betta fish, the cup inside of the tank, the betta fish will just come out real quick, so I don't get all of the water inside of the tank. So you can do it that direction. The last thing will be frequent water testing and changing at least 10% weekly or 25% monthly. Weekly, I have 2 5-gallon tanks right now. So usually I do a water change. I try to do water changes at least twice a week. If I don't do it twice a week, I usually do it once a week. And usually for a 5-gallon, I do one. If I do it twice a week, I do like a 10% change, and then the next time I'll do like a 50% change on it. But it depends on how often you do it. So I would say it depends on the size of your tank. I'll probably do a little bit more than what it's saying. So I'm glad that it actually puts that in here, because most, like I said, most employees at pet stores did not tell you that. And a lot of customers don't know that part. So I'm glad that they did that. And then also like a water change, it's free. You can bring it to, especially if you're a new beginner, you can bring some of your water sample to the pet store, and it will, they will test it out to see if it's good or not and let you guys know. So that's also So the last thing is this part right here. This video is getting a little long, so we're going to go ahead and zoom real quick by it. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. It said what you should feed your bettas, and it has flakes and pellets. Some betta fish are very picky about food. Some do eat pellets, some do eat flakes. Some are picky, they only eat the pellets, and some of them just eat flakes. Some of them don't eat it all, and they just want something different. So it depends on the betta fish. Most of my betta fish usually just eats the pellets. I usually don't. I do have flakes, but they don't eat the flakes. I just always got them to use and eat the pellets. So they usually go with that part. And then it says treats on the bottom. It says thaw, frozen, or dried prime shrimp. That is also correct. You can also feed your betta fish that. That's just like a treat, but don't feed it every day. I would say for like a treat, like a special thing for them, I would just do it like at least once a week for them, so they don't get too much full and get bloated and everything. And then the last part right here is how to keep your betta fish very healthy. So I'm glad that they actually put some of this stuff down here to give you guys like a good knowing of if something is wrong about your betta fish. You can probably get an idea and actually look it up to see exactly what is wrong with your betta fish. So I'm going to let you guys scan through this real quick, and I'll just hold it here for a second and let you guys see it, because this video is getting super long. I was not trying to do this, so we'll let you guys scan through it real quick. So that is what that is. So we're just going to go back and look at everything. Here's what it looks like in the middle. And then on the back of it, we're going to scan through this real quick also. So here's what it says. It just says your shopping checklist, where you guys can check it off, everything that you would need. It says a half-gallon bowl or larger, small filtered aquarium. The bowl, no. The filter in the tank, yes. Lighting, yes. Aquarium gravel or sand, yes. Decorations, yes. Fish net, no. It says algae cleaning pad or scraper, yes. Aquarium heater and thermometer, yes. It says water conditioner, yes. Betta pellets and flakes, yes. And then it says the shrimp or the worms, yes. So that is pretty much everything for this betta fish guide. So here it is again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! And one more thing before I go, I just want to say that my channel has been growing for a very while, and I just want to say that all of you guys that are watching and you guys are new, welcome to Dolphin Cutie World family, and thank you so much for pushing that subscribe button. If you guys are still my older subscribers that are still watching my videos, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody is staying safe out there and being very healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!